Hi, I'm Dave Jackson. Welcome to another JPR Live Session where we get to know artists we respect and hear exclusive live performances. Today, live without a net in the JPR Steve Nelson Performance Studio is singer-songwriter, guitarist Hamish Anderson. Hamish is from Melbourne, Australia. In 2018, Total Guitar Magazine named him one of the top 10 new guitarists in the world. His record, Out of My Head, was named Best Blues Album in 2020 at the Independent Music Awards. He's toured in support of B.B. King, Gary Clark Jr., Drive-By Truckers, Vintage Trouble, Robert Cray, a whole bunch of other folks as well. He joins us today before his show tonight at the Brit Pavilion in Jacksonville, opening for George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Find information and tickets at britfest.org and find out more about Hamish Anderson as well as merchandise and his tour schedule at hamishandersonmusic.com. Hamish Anderson, it is a pleasure to have you here today at JPR. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And you're joined by some other folks. Introduce us to your band.
Yes, on the bass guitar, backing vocals, we have all the way from Long Island, Lauren Stockner. Mm-hmm. And then my fellow Aussie traveler, we have Mr. Pete Marin normally on the drums, but today he's on some nice shakers and tambourine and other fun stuff.
Very good. Your bio calls you a student of, quote, the Three Kings. For the folks who don't know, who are the Three Kings and what drew you to their work and American blues kind of to begin with?
Yeah, the Three Kings are B.B. King, Freddie King, and Albert King. And growing up, I just kind of raided my dad's vinyl collection. And it was all, originally it was the Beatles was the first thing I heard that turned me on to music. And then going to that, you go to the Stones and Zeppelin, and then you just read about, every interview with Keith Richards talks about John Lee Hooker and Jimmy Reed. So I just kind of went back to that music, and that was really the music that turned me on and really, really inspired me, the kind of rawness of the blues and the vulnerability in the music.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned the Beatles song Back in the USSR as kind of your gateway into rock guitar. Tell us about stumbling on that and how you reacted to it.
Yeah, that was like the light bulb moment, I guess, that I never really thought about music before then. I was just I have an older sister, so she would get a Good Charlotte CD or whatever, and I would just hear that, not even know if I liked it or not, but that was all I was exposed to. And then one day I found the CD of the White Album in my dad's collection, and I put on Back in the USSR, and something about it was just, instantly from the get-go with the sound of the plane and then the drums and the guitar, it was just so exciting that from then, that moment, I was like, I want to play guitar, write songs and sing, and just proceeded to beg my parents for months to get me a guitar.
Very cool. Well, I was reading about that. You begged your parents to get you a guitar. When was that, by the way?
Yeah, that was when I was 12. So I'm 13 now. So it was it was a while ago. But yeah, that was when I was about 12 years old. So that was really, in that year, it was like I remember discovering the Beatles, Zeppelin, Clapton, and The Who, and that was like it for me.
Yeah, I actually remember specifically the first time I heard Led Zeppelin. Yeah. It was in retrospect, and I was like, this is something.
Yeah, exactly. It's so immediate.
Right. What kind of guitar did you get first?
First, it was just a little Ibanez. It was like I think because I was 12, I thought it was, because it was orange, I thought it was the guitar that Jimmy Page played, which was a Les Paul. My dad was probably very relieved that it wasn't, with significant price difference. But it was just a little orange Ibanez and a little PV amp, and for years that was kind of the, workhorse of honing skills.
Oh, very cool. Well, how about starting off with a song? What do you want to play for us?
Yeah, we're going to play, this is the last single I put out that came out just a little under a year ago, and it's called Teen Sympathy.
Very good. Hamish Anderson is my guest in a JPR Live Session.
It's too late for you to sympathy. After all those things that you're indebted to me. Yeah, you left me for dead. You made a grown man cry, and all the things that we said just fade away and now die. It's too late for your teen sympathy. There's no line goes around, comes around. It's too late for your tainted sympathy. It's too late for your tainted sympathy, money. Tell you something and it won't be long. You never thought that you could be so wrong. What you knew, you know, is already gone. 'Cause it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. 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 Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, baby, it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, baby, it's too late. Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, baby, it's too late. Yeah, for your change sympathy that you're trying to give to me. Yeah, baby, it's too late. Yeah, baby, it's too late. Yeah, baby, it's too late.
You're listening to a JPR Live Session on the Rhythm and News Service of Jefferson Public Radio. I'm Dave Jackson, and with me today is Hamish Anderson. He just heard a tune called Tea and Sympathy. Tell us a little about that tune.
Yeah, it was funny. That's one of those tunes that I was just watching TV, and I was randomly watching Australian politics, which is, if politics is boring, Australian politics is probably the most boring thing in the world. And this lady on there was just saying, it's too late for your tea and sympathy, and it was one of those things that just kind of, I like that phrase. And then I did it was funny, the demo of it reminded me a little bit of kind of the influence from the White Album and that stuff. And it was just a little kind of angry song, I guess, about apologies coming too late and being left for dead and stuff. And yeah, I liked all the kind of imagery.
Uh-huh. So we were talking about you got a guitar when you were about 12. From there, what happened? Did you take formal lessons? Did you teach yourself? How'd you go about?
Yeah, it was a bit of both. I took lessons for a long time, which was great because I really just wanted to play blues and rock, but my teacher would introduce me to all kinds of different music. So that was really good that I would just take out little pieces that would work for me. Uh-huh. And a big thing for me, I mean, YouTube was kind of, when I was growing up, was just coming out. And I found just naturally I could learn by kind of watching, like I was very visual. So I would just, I still do it. I just spend hours and hours watching guitar videos and studying hands and movements and learning things that always hopefully comes out a bit different and as myself.
Uh-huh. And so you came out with your album Trouble. Was that 2014? Am I getting that right?
It was 2016.
2016 Trouble came out. And then you released Out of My Head a couple of years later. And Out of My Head came out just before the pandemic. Were you able to tour on that before the pandemic shut down? Or?
Yeah, I was very lucky that we put it out it was kind of the beginning of 2019. Uh-huh. And we got really lucky to go and open for Gary Clark Jr. in Australia, which was a perfect way to, be on tour and put out a record. And then we came across here and did like the Beale Street Music Festival and all sorts of gigs. So I was very lucky that I kind of got at least just a bit less than a year of like being on cycle for that album and being able to play those songs.
Right. And then things shut down. What did you do from there?
Yeah, well, in Melbourne particularly, I was over in LA for a long time, and I went home at the end of 2019 to Melbourne. And then I didn't come back to America until this year because, in Melbourne especially, we were in like a really, really long, strict lockdown. So it was, you couldn't go out and see anyone or play with anyone. So basically I just, to keep sane, I just wrote and I started demoing songs, and I would just do it like clockwork every day, just write a song and work on it and, loop drums and do that stuff, which now is great because we've just finished recording a new album, and it's like had so many songs to kind of choose from.
I was going to ask you about the future. So you got a new album that's getting ready to come out? Or?
Yeah, we just recorded it in March in LA, and we did it as the trio. We did it live for predominantly, and then did some overdubs, putting strings and percussion and stuff. But it's very, very much like capturing kind of what we do live and the rock sound, and very much tapping into those kind of influences.
So I'd read you were kind of working on those songs and putting them together in pieces because everybody was separated. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, Tea and Sympathy was done in that way, where it was like I had to kind of be in Melbourne doing my parts and then put them together. But I'm glad with the actual album, I kind of waited until we could all be in the same room, because we did it all together live, and we did like 11 songs in 2 days or something. So it was, I think, all the time of lockdown and letting the songs marinate. Finally, when we could go in, it just kind of
so you had the finished product ready to kind of play to record.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And you, I saw a video of you solo with one of the newer songs. Everything Starts Again, playing on a rooftop. I think you had that guitar that's sitting in front of you right now.
Yeah, the Old Faithful.
Yeah. The Telecaster, for those folks who don't know, it's a gorgeous rock and roll and blues guitar, legendary for that. Cool. Well, this is a JPR Live Session with Hamish Anderson. I'm Dave Jackson. Hamish Anderson is performing at the Brit Pavilion in Jacksonville, along with George Thorogood and the Destroyers. What do you guys want to play next?
Yeah, we're going to do one of the new ones that isn't released yet. This one's called Steal Away, and it's kind of, tapping into like an old kind of 50s ballad type of thing.
Cool.
I want you to steal away. It don't have to be long, but I want you to steal away. Yeah, I just want to see, underneath the pale moonlight so bright. Just want to feel you know it's gonna be alright. Yeah, you know, wanna hear you say that you're gonna steal away. Hey, baby, girl, I've seen that look before in your eyes. Takes me someplace far away from this life. Yeah, you got me hoping that all my love isn't just in vain, and then I get to see you shine again. Yeah, you know, wanna hear you say that you're gonna steal away. All it takes is for you to say that you're gonna steal away.
That was some tasty guitar. Hamish Anderson with Steal Away. This is a JPR Live Session. I'm Dave Jackson. This is a rhythm and news service of Jefferson Public Radio. Hamish Anderson is performing tonight at the Brit Pavilion in Jacksonville, opening the show for George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Find information and tickets at britfest.org. So you've been on tour with George Thorogood for most of the year, is that right?
Yeah, we got really lucky that we did some shows with him in Australia at the end of last year, and then we came back over here and did some shows with him in March, and now we're out with him till about the end of September.
How's that been going?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, it's very inspiring every night to watch them play, and they're all great guys, and they've been really kind that they've kind of had me come out every night for the encore and sit in and play guitar.
Fun.
Yeah, so it's been really, really great.
And you've toured with a lot of just legends like B.B. King and folks like that. How was the Gary Clark Jr. tour? I'm really inspired by his guitar playing.
Me too. Yeah.
How was touring with him?
Yeah, that was like a dream tour. I think I met him very early when I came over to America for the first time in 2014. My manager knew him and coincidentally ran into him when I was playing a show in New York, and he came out and he was like there were probably 10 people there, and one of the people there was Gary Clark Jr. and he was very complimentary.
And how intimidating was that?
It really was. It was like I had to shut my eyes and just not open them until the gig was over.
Right.
But must have done slightly okay because he was very nice and complimentary, and he's another one of those people that watching him every night, it's just like dream fuel. And he again had me come out and sit in with him, and it was yeah, when he's kind of right in your face playing guitar, you just hold on for dear life.
Yeah, he really just does things with that guitar.
He does, yeah.
What's coming up after the tour? It looks like you have most of September off, actually most of August off. What are you going to do after time off?
Yeah, we're going back to LA, and we're going to do a little bit more recording, and we've got a bunch of tracks, live tracks that we've recorded from all these shows. So we're going to go in and start hopefully mixing for a live record. Through August, and then we head back out with George. I think it's the first week of September.
Oh, very fun. Is that a U.S. tour then? It's what I was looking at.
Yeah, that's East Coast, I think. So it's all over there.
So you're staying in the States for that?
Yeah, I'll be heading back to Australia at the end of September. But yeah, everything before then. It's a good time to be out of Australia because it's winter there, summer here, so it works out quite well.
Well, what do you want to wrap up with today?
We're going to play another new song. This one's a little song called Pain.
Great. It's Hamish Anderson in a JPR Live Session.
Come and go, I felt this way before. When you feel all used up, well, you can fight just a little more. You try so hard to keep it all at bay, and hoping tomorrow brings another day. Holding on, won't be long now till I'm gonna break free from this pain. For so beat down, it's hard to keep from crying. Is the will to keep on trying. You've been up, down, hit the ground. You know what it means to be alone. You feel like a stranger, now you're out there on your own. Got to be strong, pushing through the strain, yeah. 'Cause I'm gonna break free from this pain. free from me. I'm gonna break free from me. I'm gonna break free from this pain. I'm gonna break free from it. I'm gonna break free from it. I'm gonna break free from this pain.
That's Hamish Anderson with the song Pain in a JPR Live Session. Hamish Anderson opens the show tonight at the Brit Pavilion in Jacksonville. He's out there with George Thorogood and the Destroyers. You can find tickets for that show at hamishandersonmusic.com and britfest.org as well. Well, thank you so much, Hamish Anderson. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Pete, for stopping by and playing for us here on Jefferson Public Radio.
Thank you for having us.
Good luck on the rest of your tour. Have fun with that. And when can we expect that new album out?
Yeah, I think it's going to be early next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these singles are already available streaming?
Well, the first one is, and the second two, they'll be coming out before then.
Okay. Yeah. So look for that on all the streaming platforms, and we'll be waiting for that record when it comes out earlier next year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. JPR Live Sessions are engineered by John Griffin of Luna's Inn Studios. And later today, you'll find this live session as a podcast available at Apple Podcasts, Google, and Spotify, and our website, ijpr.org. Stick around. Open Air continues in just a moment.